I'm a writer and editor at denofgeek.com, and I'm so honored to be here tonight for a few reasons. First of all, because I'm a fan of the show. In a sea of mainstream stories that too often tell the same kinds of stories for the same kinds of people, Wynonna Earp is doing something braver and more important. It's unabashedly feminist, it's unabashedly queer, and it's unabashedly empathetic. Second of all, I'm honored to be here because I'm a fan of this fandom. Every day, this fandom shows up for the series and for each other in incredibly inspiring ways. And I'm personally very grateful for all the work that you've done to keep the show on the air. Thirdly, I'm honored to be here because I'm a fan of the people who make this show. They're not only talented storytellers, but they're kind humans. They care about what they're doing, why they're doing it, and who they're doing it for. They take the responsibility of telling the story seriously, and it's an honor to share the stage with them tonight. So, without further ado, let me welcome some of them to the stage. First of all, we have executive producer and showrunner, Andras. Next, we have Melanie Scrofano as Wynonna. Next up, Barrell as Nicole. We also have Chantel Riley as Kate. We have Lawson and the man who started it all, comic book creator Beau Smith. So not that you guys have ever needed a reminder on how to do social media, but for the people who can't be here tonight, if you could share your reactions to the panel on social media using the hashtags Wynonna Earp and SDCC50, that would be great. So first of all, I wanted to give a special welcome to Greg. This is his first Wynonna Earp Comic-Con panel. Did your coworkers give you any advice on what to expect?
No. One day at a time, 1 minute at a time.
That's good.
I love San Diego downtown. Oh, I have to, like, as much as I like the water and the palm trees and stuff, San Diego downtown is awesome, especially when this convention's going on. A lot of really interesting people out there to talk to.
I was just like, it's your first Comic-Con, now talk first. So this is a great year for your first year because this is obviously a really special moment in Wynonna Earp fandom. And this is really the first chance you guys have had to, be in a room with this many Earpers since the announcement was made. Season 4 is back on schedule. I know you've talked about this a bit on social media and in the press, but can you all, or if any of you want to talk about your reactions to first hearing that news and what it meant to you?
Oof, it's even sweeter the second time around. We just would not be here without all you guys. It was just a once-in-a-lifetime thing to see this fandom come together with so much positivity and creativity. And look, when you are a creative person, you hope against hope to make something that makes people feel like this and fight for it. And I can say there's so many incredible people involved with Wynonna Earp, most of all this incredible cast, and they deserve all the love you have to give. So thank you so much, everybody. It was just, with you behind us, I honestly knew we couldn't fail, and we did not. Yay.
So we did get Greg this year, but there's a few Comic-Con regulars who weren't able to make it, and they were very upset about that, so we maybe have a message from them. Oddly fitting that Tim and Dom aren't here because their characters are in the Garden of Eden.
No, the Garden is so musical.
So have you sequestered them off, Emily? And
Yeah, they're like waiting. We told them we'd be right back.
Really?
Just, here's a packet of crackers, we'll be right back. I'm coming to get you, you know, Natalie and Wynonna are on the case, but I know, that's just coincidence, but
Interesting.
suspense is our specialty, apparently.
Yeah. So for Emily, I'm curious, obviously you started breaking the season at one point and then had to put that process on hold. Do you think is the story going to be the same as it would have been had you originally told what you were going to tell?
I hope so. I'm hoping that these guys are in it, for one thing. I've said this before, but you know, showrunning is really a 365-day-a-year job, just because you're figuring out what the story is, you're producing the story, you're editing it, and then you're promoting it when it airs. So in a weird way, this breather was interesting because it really gave me a chance to remember what makes the show so special to people and what people love about it, and just think about that. So I'm hoping to just make it the Earpiest of all Earp seasons that ever Earped. So,
Melanie, Wynonna has a sword now.
Yeah.
Do you think that's an upgrade, a downgrade, or like a lateral movement?
I don't want to talk about it.
tell me about all the sword training you've been doing.
I don't want to talk about it.
No more swords.
I was just so I'm scared. Like I had to, okay, listen, Linda. Okay, I forgot that I had a sword. I legitimately, I was just like, oh, that's too bad about Waverly and Doc. And then like but then I forgot the rest of it. So I'm hoping that I can convince Em that the sword is too violent. And
I think it sounds perfect.
no. And or can you just remember season 1? You were
Yep.
like, you could just be bad at having a gun at first, and I was like, okay,
You can be bad at having a sword.
gracias.
Okay.
I'm gonna be fine, guys. Relax.
This is actually the season 4 writers' room right now.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
There's the label word. Yeah.
Totally cool with it.
Yeah.
So more seriously, Wynonna has lost arguably the two people she's closest with and who she depends on the most. Who do you see her leaning on without Doc and Waverly there?
Well. Yeah. Oh, I think you play Wynonna Earp. I had a moment where I was like, am I answering someone else's question?
It's been a while.
Holy crud.
We can come back.
No. Well, I think what's interesting is that good old Greg over there, or, you know, it's just the two of us. I think it'll be interesting to see how she maybe leans on him a bit, or maybe he'll lean on her. But maybe, you know, it's like we talked earlier about how Waverly is very much like the let's figure this out team, and it'll be interesting to see if Wynonna sort of, once she has to be the one to do that, how she steps up to that.
Maybe Nedley's good with a sword.
Maybe Italy, what?
I said maybe Nedley. Are you good with a sword?
Do I have to start work now?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mel.
So Beau,
Yes, ma'am.
in the season 3 finale, we saw this mysterious name scrawled across the Earp house, Valdez. And I know, you know, the show interprets things with their own spin from the comic books, but that's a character originated in the comic books. So could you talk a little bit about who that character is in the comic books and where they came from?
She's a character that I created a long time ago, but it was a special character, so I've always kept her in the drawer. And Wynonna Earp, the comic book, the TV show, seemed like the perfect place to pull that out. She's a possibly 1,000-year-old princess warrior from the Mayan era, and she's been around for a long time. She's been with Black Badge since its creation. And in the comic book, she's pretty much, the best way I can think of to describe her is Xena warrior princess crossed with Spock from Star Trek.
Yeah, great.
Very logical, very, she doesn't suffer fools, let's put it that way, because your head could end up on the end of her war club. But yeah, that's her thing. She's probably been at Black Badge and that sort of thing longer than anybody. But if she ends up coming on the show, it's just the same with Wynonna and Bobo Del Rey when I created them 20 years ago. There's no hesitation. They hand it over to Emily, hand it over to the cast. She's proven already with Wynonna, with Bobo, any twists, turns, and stuff, she can do it. So, you know, this is a big step.
So, Greg, Melanie already mentioned this, but when Wynonna returns to the town in the season 3 finale, Nedley seems to be the only other person who's there. Do you have any theories about why that might be?
I know exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah?
I am going to do exactly what Emily tells me. No, I mean, just personally, I find it really interesting that here's this guy who's been trying to retire, and he didn't want to retire. Like, you go through that struggle, and he finally convinces himself that everything is right now. It's perfect, and now I can retire. And then this happens. I can't wait to see what happens, to tell you the truth.
Okay, Kat, imagine you're in charge of writing the Way Hot Wedding. No pressure, but what does it look like?
No, this is you. This is so you.
I said imagine you're in charge of writing the Way Hot Wedding. What would that look like?
Oh, okay. This is so you.
I got it. Well, I think we would definitely have a wedding on the homestead
Okay.
in the springtime, some beautiful wildflowers all around, and very intimate, small, personal with just our nearest and dearest. Wynonna would definitely fuck something up. Please be aware that many members of your audience may be under 18 years
Please
of
be
age.
aware that Melanie's children are here and they have never heard. No, they haven't.
But I think it would be intimate and beautiful and basically on the land that is so important to the legacy of the Earps, ushering in another chapter of their lives.
Quick question.
Okay, hit me.
I'm gonna, cause what's the last great event that happened at the homestead?
Well, maybe we could like change the.
Okay.
Scissoring a stripper.
Maybe you can't. Are you willing to take that chance? Do you want to risk it?
Yeah, I do. That's
Why?
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, why? Because I think it's important to.
I think this is very Nicole.
You
Staying
gotta
optimistic.
take charge of your own destiny
Yeah.
and change things.
Oh, but my dad died there and stuff. And then like maybe if Wynonna doesn't wanna the wedding.
Maybe it's not your wedding.
I think
Episode 407.
Season 4 writers room. So one of my favorite moments from the season 3 finale was seeing Nicole and Kate team up. It was very cool.
Thank you.
And Chantel, your character spent a lot of time with Doc in season 3. I'm curious who else you might want to team up with in season 4.
I would love to team up with Waverly, actually. I think that'd be very interesting. You know, she's so sweet and my God, and I don't know, maybe Kate will just turn her out a little bit, maybe. Or frisque, you know. Kate's very spicy, you know, so hang around her long enough, maybe we'll turn her into a vampire too.
You can't have all of my people.
Sorry, not sorry.
So at the end of season 3, the curse seems to be broken. So Emily, I'm curious why about the decision to wrap that like major part of the story up, and why you thought it was time.
Seems crazy. Seems like something something a tired, crazy person would do at the end of the season. No, I just think one of my favorite things about the show is that it's constantly throwing in challenges at everybody and like upending expectations, you know? I just think it was interesting that Balshar broke the curse. And the truth is, like, I feel like the curse has brought a lot of meaning to Wynonna, you know, in a horrible way. It's literally a curse, but also it's taught her what she's good at and self-worth and all that stuff. I think there's still lots of challenges ahead. There's lots of different ways to be cursed.
Period joke. She has her period for the rest of her life.
Can't get pregnant. Can't get pregnant. I love it.
Like a tampon shortage in purgatory.
Amazing. So good. So good. Perfect.
Oh, I see where this is going. Go, go, go.
Yeah.
Melanie, I'm curious who you think Wynonna is without the curse, if that changes her, not having that specific burden.
I don't know. It's like sometimes it's like you define yourself by your problems, and it becomes. Thank you. I just thought of it. I feel so sorry. No, but you do. You define yourself by your curse, and then it's like you know, if I'm an addict to something. It's like, okay, well now I got rid of that. What am I, and why do people? How do I? Oh, I have goosebumps. Like, how do I connect with people now? Because like. I've lost the thing that made people take care of me or care about me or ask me how I'm doing, and now if I don't have that, do they still care about me? I don't know, like I think, and I'm so smart.
So smart.
So fundamentally perfect. She's very proud of me because I had a great breakfast answer to a question.
Yeah, the whole thing.
She has been glowing ever since. So I think it'll be interesting, much like in season 1, episode 8, where it was like, okay, I got rid of the first 7.
Oh yeah.
You keep doing this to Wynonna.
Yeah.
Where it's like, fixed your problems, now that's worse.
I know. Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, baby.
Okay, yeah.
Which is why we should rewrite the history on the homestead.
There's a twist that's about to come. I can feel it.
No.
I feel my approval.
So much.
Okay, so we are going to take some fan questions. I'm going to ask one more question, but if you guys want to start lining up at the microphone, which I believe is over there, yeah, we're going to take those soon. What TV shows do your characters watch, do you think?
Antique Roadshow.
100%. Also National Geographic. Anything.
One day at a time.
Through my friend Gloria, the incredible showrunner, is here today. We love you so much. Gloria, what a year for saving amazing shows.
Yeah. Fan power, fan power, fan power, fan power.
Emily, so you spoke in an interview about how the Fight for Wynonna campaign has inspired you to add themes of resistance and empowerment in season 4. Can you talk more about that? If you've even progressed.
Yeah, like that's funny. I will, and like obviously, not to get too political, I feel like there's a lot of people feeling like they're part of our resistance right now. Yeah, and I think that's very indicative of what our show stands for. So ironically, I feel like we were already going down that route about there were going to be things to resist and things to fight back against, and knowing who's on your team and deciding what's worth it. But I don't know. I just want a poster for season 4 with all your beautiful faces that just says fight. That's the tagline. Sci-fi.
Okay, we are going to start taking fan questions.
I know in my household we were doing the guac excuse me all the time. But anyway, for Melanie, any particular lines or one-liners or anything that really stood out, your favorite?
Literally the hardest, worst question you could have asked me. But you're wearing a leather jacket, so I'll let it slide. I always go back to the good old standby. I don't blow jobs without a please first, but
Classic.
yeah. But the that's right, Jeremy said vagina.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Toby. I am a huge fan of the show.
Hey, Toby.
Hey. I love all of the characters that you guys play, and you all have like a lot of really defining cool characteristics. So what would your characters choose to be their vigilante or superhero name based off of those characteristics?
Okay, well that's fair. I need like a week to answer that.
Yeah. 7 seconds.
Nicole, the rustic warrior princess.
Kate, the vampire queen. You got great.
Randy the dandy. That's a very old word, but
Wynonna, motherfucking sloth with a machine gun.
Hi. Thanks for being kind to me yesterday at the signing. I was so.
Thanks for being kind to us.
Yeah.
My question, I guess, is for Kat and Emily, maybe Melanie. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. What would you guys think? Maybe if it happened, if Waverly had angel wings.
I think that would be
Could it happen?
freaking amazing. I think people would like that and share photos of it and make memes of it. I know someone who really wants angel wings, and her name rhymes with Mamani Mopos Chokli.
What would Nicole think?
Yeah, like, would it
Would
figure
you
out?
fall over from the ethereal beauty? I don't know if we can handle Waverly being any more beautiful or attractive.
She's a little angel, like you said.
What's that?
She's a little angel, like you said in the Christmas episode.
That's right. Yeah, I think Nicole just
Feathers
adores-
are kinky.
Melanie's gonna make it, on brand. I'm gonna stay on brand with the beautiful ethereal angel.
Feathers are kinky.
Thank you.
Good question.
How do you think Wynonna would be different if her child was united with her? And will it ever happen?
Soft spot.
Hard hitter.
Yikes question.
I got deep real quick. Thanks.
Great question.
Oh god.
Do you think that the lack of curse will affect how she feels about Alice?
What an excellent question. I just think.
Okay, and also, like if it was between okay. So if it was between going to save. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying though, guys.
That's drama.
That's good drama. It's good television.
Sophie's choice. He's like, that's good television. Try it. Just do it. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see.
Oh god, that was a good question.
What's the answer?
Are we gonna see Mama Earp again in Wynonna's head in real life?
Oh, I'd love to. Mama Earth was played by Megan Paulo. Well, she went off looking for her love, who was Julian, and there's a bit of a surprise waiting for her at home. I feel like some things happen when I've got some explaining to do.
And there's a kink.
Yeah. I would love to bring Mama Earp back, but as usual, I'm sure she would show up when least expected and maybe not at the best time. But we'll see.
She's not very good at finding Julian, is she?
No, she's not great. Not great. Yeah.
Wow, look at this costume.
Hi, my name's
Hi.
Mel. And I have to be the person that says that I really love everything you do with the show. It's amazing. And Melanie, as a person, I really love you.
Oh, my kids are here.
Good choice.
My question is, so So, Melanie, what was your favorite Wynonna moment? Like your moment to play her? What was your favorite?
I'm gonna cry. You already know what you're gonna say.
Season 2, like all of it.
And that baby's her.
And that baby's here. No, but the fact that you, like, sorry.
Sorry. It happens every time.
But yeah, like, just like the fact that IDW and Sci-Fi and 724 and Emily were such champions of putting their money where their mouth is and saying we're a feminist show, we're gonna write this in.
Thank you for staying with us.
Like, it just restored my faith in this business and in the people who watch and in my ability to have the most amazing family and be able to do what I do.
And your weapons of baseball.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Olivia. My friend Megan says hi. Hi. And we were just curious, how do we get Chrissy Nedley or Aunt Gus back?
Oh, Chrissy Nedley, eh?
Or who?
Aunt Gus.
Oh, Gus.
Yeah.
Oh, Gus.
Doesn't sound like Gus is coming back.
Gus sold the bar and was like, I see ya. I wouldn't mind seeing Chrissy Nedley again. But it seems like everyone in the town is missing right now.
Can I tell you, Chrissy Nedley is a chiropractor in real life. The girl who played her is a doctor.
Dr. Nedley, I love it already. It writes itself. It's so good. So, yes, I think that's. I think that would be interesting. If she's not too busy cracking backs. Cracking bones. Cracking bones. We'll talk to her. We'll call her. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I love you guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I noticed a lot of familiar faces from Lost Girl. I
Yes.
was wondering if it's possible that we might see Ksenia Solo or something.
Yeah, I would love to get to Ksenia Solo. I'll just bring everybody. I'll bring everybody who's watched Lost Girl or can say Lost Girl. Yes, I would love to get Ksenia. I think like the energy of a Ksenia and like a cat would be hilarious. Yes, I think that would be. If Chrissy Nedley's busy cracking backs, you think I'm gonna be Chrissy Nedley? Just kidding, you know, yes. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Ksenia, please call me. You can play literally whoever you want.
Thank you.
She's here right now?
She's here. She's gonna be signing tomorrow.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Somebody slip a binding contract under her headshot, and then at the last minute, got yourself a series regular.
Hi, my name is Claudia. I'm from Brazil.
Oh,
And I wonder if Waverly, as we know as half angel, will appear with some abilities, special power or something.
do I know if she does? Yep. Have you seen her cheering?
Will she appear in the show with something?
I'm sorry, I was talking over you. Can you repeat that last part?
Will she appear in the show with some special ability?
Yeah, we gotta find her though. She's like in the garden playing guitar. Possibly. Possibly.
Do you worry about making her like too powerful? I mean, I don't know.
Sure. Yes, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do,
but maybe not. That would be cool.
No, I do. That's a good point. I think so much of what defines Wynonna and Waverly is that in some ways they each have what the other one wants. I think that Waverly really always wanted to be the Earp heir and be kind of the chosen one. And I think deep down, despite everything, Wynonna would give it all to be loved and belong. So I think those themes have to stay the same. Until they don't.
Oh, look at that's sad.
Yeah.
Does anyone else
Okay,
have
more
questions?
questions. Nobody get up in line yet. Wait, that's funny. Okay, you can go.
Hi. So
Hi.
if you had to switch characters with anyone else, who would you be?
Switch characters. I mean, yeah,
They all love their characters.
I know that's my true answer. Is like I'm sort of playing the one I want to play.
Right.
But I've always when I heard about Kate, I was like, oh, that would be such a challenge because you have to play the idea of playing someone who's been alive for that long and has that much depth to them, but that is also this saucy current you're current, but you have to have this ancient quality to you. I think is so cool. I would probably,
As long as I don't look ancient.
keep it fresh. No, you can keep it fresh.
I love all the villains. I love any villain. I would love to play Mercedes or Bobo. I just think there's something so interesting about playing villains because there's so much there. Villains don't think that they're villains. I think there's a lot of stuff you can unpack as an actor with those characters.
Do any of you want to be comic book creator Beau?
I had my 17 seconds of fame in, what was it, season 2, episode 8. So I would like to see him become a recurring character.
Yes, I got plans.
Him and Tim have the showdown that they should.
I like that. I would like that. I can make that happen. I think that should happen. I think that's a good idea. Are you good with a sword? Is anyone good with a sword?
Because in the comic books, I can kill any of them.
It's true.
I'd like to play anyone possessed. You know, like two personalities, where you have Nedley, and then the minute someone's back is turned, you see the other guy. I'd like to do that. Opposites are always really challenging.
Just touch the good.
Nedley, and then Calamity Jane.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
My heart is really going, but my question was, will we see Beau in more cameos, please?
Yes.
Thank you, that was it, thank you.
Yeah. Yes,
Fandom has
absolutely.
spoken.
Yeah, I love that. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Tamara from San Diego,
Hi,
and I was wondering if there's any chance she'll have Nicole's parents' backstory in. I think it'd be really interesting just because of the trauma that she's been through.
Right. Kat?
Gosh, I would love to see what they're like. I don't think they're very nice people. No. That's what I loved about this last season. I felt like I learned so much more about Nicole. We all did, and gosh, I know that there's a lot of baggage there. It's going to be very interesting to see what those people are like.
Yes.
Maybe they'll be redeemed.
You think so?
Like Dick, family, and they come back and they reunite.
You're like my little son. He's like, do they turn nice at the end? He always wants to know they turn nice, but...
I love your optimism.
Yes, me too.
Doesn't make for great television.
That'd be fun, that'd be fun casting.
Hi, my name's Rick. My question is, if your character was to get a tattoo, what would it be?
Write faster.
Doc's hat.
Doc's heart.
Doc.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of show.
I'm just seeing what you wrote.
I think think Natalie would have something to do with a rodeo, like a commemorative rodeo, whatever, tattoo. From,
What year
like,
would it be?
From when he was like 25 years old, still able to move.
What was his special skill when he was in the rodeo?
I don't know. I don't know if this is right or not, but I'm going to go with it. Actors, you know, like if they give you a piece of wardrobe, actors are so thirsty, they'll oh, look at the wardrobe. Like, oh, my character must be a bull rider because his belt buckle is a championship bull riding buckle. So I just went with that. And they're tough motherfuckers. Sorry.
We're very bad.
They're tough beats. No, they are, because I started talking to some of them, because I live in Calgary, and there's a bunch there. We just finished the Stampede, the Calgary Stampede. And they're all short, stocky guys that have had every single bone in their body broken. It's a tough sport. So it would be, I'm not going to say a bull on his ass or something, but something commemorative, I think.
Right here.
Yeah, or
Trap staff.
I think Nicole would get something that she thought was really lovely, like angel wings with a flame inside, and then Wynonna would make fun of her for.
And it would be like, it actually looked like something totally perverse, and I'd be like, do you know that looks like a bird pooping fire, pooping tacos, and you're like, oh. Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Jermaine from the Philippines.
Hi.
So, yeah, you have Earpers around the world. Okay, the question is, there are many personalities and creatures in the show, so which was your personal favorite and what?
Like actual supernatural creatures or just characters?
Whichever you consider as a villain.
Oh, a villain. Oh, wow.
Oh, I loved the Jack of Knives. I love that character.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to top Bobo Del Rey from Beau. I mean, just such a classic character, so much room to play. Michael Eklund does such an incredible job with him.
I always thought Champ was a good villain.
I love him. Yeah, it's wonderful. He was really funny. Yeah, I like some of the human villains, like Champ and Tucker and people like that. And yeah.
I hated Tucker, but maybe, does that mean I love him?
Right.
Like,
He did a good job, I guess.
Yeah. But I love Bobo. I second that. Like, if Bobo's
Yeah, I feel like the scariest villains are the ones that feel the most human.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming home.
Yeah.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
So since it's Greg's first comic panel, just to shine a spotlight on him for a second, if you could choose one scene that was your favorite to film with him, and if you didn't film with him, what a dream scene would be. Sorry.
Well, the scene with Kat, but she did all the work. You know, the father-daughter scene. But you know, secretly, I'm an 8-year-old, and I always wanted to be an action hero. I just liked walking down the hallway, loading the shotgun. That to me was like the rare opportunities I get to do a Western, and you're walking through set and towards your horse with your cowboy hat on and your guns, and you go, look at me. I'm a cowboy.
So we're only gonna have time for one last question. But before we take it, we're going to do a Wynonna cosplay group photo outside of the ballroom after this event. So for those who want to be part of that, if you can exit through the side doors, the photo will be taken in room 202A, right across the hall from the exit and next to the bag check area. So if you guys want to start making your way over there, if you're a Wynonna cosplayer, it might be easier now than in a few minutes. Okay, so the last question.
Hi, I'm Karen. I was just wondering, so Chantel, you came in already established. I mean, like the cast was already established. How did you come into that, like, with it already, the cast already together?
I was very nervous. It's always scary to come into a new show, especially one that's very successful. But you know, I'm close friends with Shamir, who I'm sure we all love. And so he did give me some good prep ahead of the show and just told me how lovely everyone was and how warm they were. And as soon as I stepped on set, that's exactly what I felt. I felt the love. I felt very welcomed, and yeah, I'm so happy to be with you guys. Yeah, it was really nice coming out here. It wasn't hard. It wasn't no drama, no diva-ness, thank God. But yeah, it was amazing to be welcomed to the family.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I want to remind everyone that the Magicians panel is next, so you should stick around for that. I'm going to. But I also just wanted to thank all of the panelists for being here and all of you for being here and making this event so special. I hope you have a good rest of your con.
Thank you, Katie, for